I thought I heard something. Good morning. You're up rather early today. Hmm? What are you carrying? Is it normal for human clothing to have such large holes in them? Oh, I see. Very well. I shall try them on. It's the least I can do given the lengths you've gone through for me. Well, how do I look? They fit me beautifully, thanks to the adjustments you made. You have my thanks. Although, now I feel even more guilty about not preparing you some coffee. Would you like me to go and make you some? I wouldn't mind having some more coffee myself. I've grown rather fond of this delightful beverage. It adds something to my dull mornings. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for that to seem like a bad thing. It's not you. Please, don't fret. It's just that I found myself growing somewhat restless as of late. I often think about going for a walk in the morning, but knowing it would cause you trouble prevents me. It can't be helped, so I try not to complain. But I really would like to go outside and walk around. I understand your concerns, so if you're worried, I won't push the issue, and I'll give up on my pursuit. I don't want to cause you trouble. I make it sound as though you're keeping me hostage. I won't bring it up again. It's still better than being on display in a museum. I truly didn't mean to offend you. Wait. Is it really okay? Then let's leave at once. If the humans outside give us any trouble, we can head straight home. You have my word. The morning air is truly delightful. I usually open the window and breathe in the fresh air as much as I can. But getting to experience it like this is truly wonderful. The world looks so different during the day. I must confess, I found myself growing rather envious of the humans who walked by the apartment. I consider people watching a hobby of mine, but watching them have the freedom I lacked was vexing. But it was still fun to watch them, and I am rather fascinated by their fashion. Humans wear such unique and interesting clothes these days. Do you have anywhere in particular you'd like to visit? I know most places aren't open right now, so I'm content to just walk around and look at things. At some point, I would rather like to visit the convenience store you frequent. It sounds like a truly magical place, and I simply have to see it for myself. Though I must ask, I would like to avoid going in the direction of the museum. Just the thought of seeing that place again fills me with a great deal of anxiety. I haven't shared this with you, but I often have nightmares about that place. They involve me standing there, unable to move or speak while the humans walk on by and ignore my existence. I'm aware I've said this a lot, but I still can't express how grateful I am for everything you've done for me. Being with you makes me truly... Well, that was needlessly loud. I thought my heart stopped for a moment. You've told me a little bit about cars and such, but they're still frightening. They move about so quickly, and why on earth do they need to make such a hideous noise? Although, I find myself thinking that way about most things in this era. You laugh, but I still find the modern world to be a frightening place. And I'm certain you'd be scared too if you awoke a few thousand years in the past. Though, I'd much rather enjoy the present with you. If you don't mind, of course. You truly have one of the most beautiful smiles I have ever seen. Now, what was I saying before I was so rudely interrupted? Ah, yes. Being with you makes me happy. That's what I wanted to say. You know, it's a lot more peaceful out here than I was expecting. Other than that car, of course. Oh, that bench over there. Would you mind if we perhaps sat down? I'd like to take a moment to sit and enjoy the fresh air. If you don't mind. Thank you. I don't know what you are so worried about. People aren't paying that much attention to me, aside from the occasional glance. The humans of this era are too preoccupied with their own lives to worry about me. It makes me wonder if we could make morning walks together a regular thing. I'm rather enjoying stretching my wings, to some extent at least. Although, I'm beginning to suspect that my wings will never be free again. And as strange as it sounds, I think I'm okay with it. I told you before that I'd leave once my wings were free. But I must confess, I don't want to part from you. Of course, if you wish for me to leave sooner, I'll gladly find someplace else to live. Perhaps a forest or an abandoned building will do. I certainly don't want to overstay my welcome in your home. I've just grown rather used to your company, and I truly enjoy the time we spend together. Even though I worry you may be losing patience when it comes to teaching me things. I imagine it causes you more stress than it's worth at times. But I can assure you that I am trying my best. And for what it's worth, it stresses me out too. The toaster, for example. Must it be so aggressive when spitting out the toast? And the microwave, too. Why does it sound so frantic when telling you its job is done? Oh, don't get me started on the smoke alarm. I know, that was technically my fault, but still. Forgive me, I'm getting off topic. I really do wish to speak to you on the matter of prolonging our agreement. As I previously stated, I wanted to end our arrangement once I'd regained use of my wings. But I would like to remain with you a little longer. If you don't mind, of course. To tell you the truth, I do have another reason. I never knew how exciting life could be until I met you. Immortality is lonesome and dull at times. But ever since I met you, I haven't experienced either of those things. Except when you're not around. You've truly brought so much light and life into my world, and I want to experience so much more with you. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I love you. Perhaps that was too direct. I'm sorry. I just wanted to get it off my chest. Why do you look so shocked? I thought it was rather obvious. Oh dear. Have I made you uncomfortable? Please, forgive me. I guess I can't have made you that uncomfortable. You don't need to pull away if you don't want to. I want to enjoy this moment, if only for a little while. I can't recall the last time I ever felt love. Would it be all right if I kissed you? I appreciate you indulging me. Shall we continue on our walk? There is still much more for me to learn. But I know your anxiety might grow as more people leave their homes. So I shall leave the decision in your hands, my dear. Oh, good. You're still here. You seem to understand how these sorts of things work better than I do. So I was wondering if you would help me. To start, I'd like for you to subscribe to this channel, whatever that means. And this next part is for the adults. I would like to invite you to visit patreon.com/Celesterra. And for those of you who would like something a little more personal, please refer to anagomi.com/commissions. Until we meet again.